We helped our daughter heal from severe developmental delays, and there's hope. Harper's main symptoms were, and I would say they peaked at about 2.5 years old, not making eye contact, or if I called her name, she wouldn't answer. She didn't have any words yet. She wasn't waving, she wasn't pointing, and she would kind of like spin a little bit. Our life was like up in the air. It felt like it was on pause because we couldn't really, like all of our friends who had kids were like hitting all their milestones, or anytime we'd go somewhere, they were hitting our milestones, and like we couldn't set up play dates really, or even it was just really difficult. And not really knowing what was coming. It didn't look like it was going to be how it is now. My lowest low was when I went on a trip to go see my dad with my daughter Harper and my newborn son Cash, and her symptoms just really peaked, which looking back were kind of a good thing because I got really serious about figuring out what was wrong. If there was like anyone was laughing in the room, she would like start screaming, or it just wasn't able to, it was clear there was something very, very wrong. When she hit 2 years and 9 months, because that's when my son was born, in that month we had completely stopped. We cut out gluten and dairy, and we were pretty much just cooking all of our food at home. And within that month, she did start talking, and she had up and down. Sorry, I just don't even like think about it anymore because she's doing so well now that I forget like how bad it was. Sorry. So she had up and down. So we took her in when my son was 3 days old. My husband took her into the pediatrician's office. And before that, anytime I mentioned anything, he would kind of say, well, she's fine, she's smiling. And then when he saw her that appointment, he got really serious, and he was like, well, she's on the spectrum. I don't know where. And then we'll probably put her on anxiety meds because she was throwing a tantrum. And I was like, no, we won't. And we switched pediatricians. We switched to a functional medicine, like pediatrician who kind of specialized in kids with autism and ADHD. And they said, you keep up with how you're feeding her. When she went in at 3 years old to get evaluated, I think she was still like in the first percentile for speech and then second percentile for social skills. I think it was around May when I got in touch with Carol from Brain Harmony. When we started the Safe and Sound protocol, I could tell instantly it was doing something, because while she had it on, she was like very affectionate, like kissing me like all over my face and kind of like hugging me, and I could tell that it made a huge difference. And we would just stick the headphones and the backpack on, and she would do watercolor or she would play outside. And we added that in, and she didn't have any therapies over the summer. And by the time we went back in, the therapist sat down and they said, you brought a completely different kid. And they were like, what are you doing? And then I told them about the integrative listening system, and they were like, I don't know. Well, they just didn't really want to hear it, but she had like grown leaps and bounds. She's very eager to try new things, and she has great friends, and she's very sweet. She has a really strong sense of moral justice.
And then we need a red LED.
She's really smart. Her reading level is, I mean, she's reading things that I was not reading until middle school or high school. Don't give up hope. and really trust your intuition. If you feel like you need to be doing something with your kid, just go ahead and do it, even if it looks stupid, or even if other people don't get it, it's okay. Just go ahead and do it, and just trial and error, see what works, and keep moving in those directions. I don't know, I think it just kind of feels like it's always on our high now. Because she's doing so well that I really don't have any of the worries that I used to have. So it's kind of, it just kind of feels like we're in a high in regards to how she's doing.